Family, we have a very interesting but real video on our hands today. We have DMX talks about meeting Satan and exposes the elites from prison. Now, this is obviously before his death. But this is the thing. So many different artists talk about meeting Satan. Why is this so? Because they literally meet Satan and end up making a deal with him for all the riches, the splendor, and the glory that you're able to get from this world. They give themselves to Satan to serve him so they can get all these worldly things in return. But at the end of the day, God's wisdom, Jesus Christ, and God is always going to be the most powerful and the most valued thing. So, I want to hear what he has to say about meeting Satan and what he has to say about exposing the celebrities. Smash the like button, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you can catch my job videos for y'all. Let's hear him out.
Give me the opportunity to be heard, you know, in a positive light, or just in a fair light.
And if I inadvertently talk about your situation,
I got you.
You let me know.
I got you. All right, I first came to Arizona, man, and I remember one day coming from the studio at 6 o'clock in the morning and pulling over on the highway. We like 4 cars, you know, just to watch the sunrise. And it was at that point that I fell in love with Arizona. I said, you know what, this has to be God's country, you know, because I'd never seen anything as beautiful as that sunrise. Then I met the devil in God's country, you know, and it's not so much who, it's what, you know, what happens and the things that the devil does. It's not so much a person, even though he acts through people. You know, you can't call one person the devil.
Joe Arpaio?
You know, you can't call any one person the devil. You can't do that because no one person has enough power to be the devil, you know? And, you know, it's through all these hardships that I realized that, you know what? This is God's country because I met the devil here. Because if I hadn't met the devil here, I wouldn't realize I was strong enough to overcome the obstacles that the devil would place in my path. And it's by overcoming these obstacles that I realized that this is God's country. Because he helped me get over these obstacles. He helped me get over these hurdles.
Okay, so but when you're done here, when you're out of here,
I'm not looking back.
You're not coming back?
No, I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back for a show. I'm not coming back for a visit. I'm not even driving through the states. If I'm in a plane and they're going to fly over it, I'm going to go around, okay?
But you love this place.
I love the scenery. I love the scenery about it, and I love the freedom that it initially gave a person. Remember I said, when I first came here, the last exit on the 101 was Pima and Princess. Yeah, that was the last exit, you know? And, you know, man, we had fun. We had the 4-wheelers, you know. We just rode the trails. Pretty much the same thing I did when I bought a house out here, but until, you know, things, I don't know.
Do you, when you think back on this whole thing, what went wrong in Arizona? How did you end up getting in so much trouble here? Was there too much temptation here, or
I actually didn't get in.
Was after you?
No, I didn't get in. I actually didn't get in any trouble. I was never arrested at the scene of any crime, or you know, the police came and arrested me for something. You know, it was always let's get an arrest warrant for this guy. You know.
You think Arpaio was after you?
I'll let the public answer that one. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say because I don't know. It might look like it, but I don't know if that was the case, so I'm not going to say that that's what it was. You know, but we're all God's children, and I do pray for that man, you know, as I pray for everyone else. You know, whether I know you or not, I pray for my friends, family, loved ones, and as well as my enemies every night, you know, because we're all God's children. We're all God's children, and we all deserve the same grace.
In any way has
Bro, and this is why DMX was really one of the realest in the industry. There's only a few people, honestly, I can't even think of another, that has really spoken out and put God in his rightful position, at least through his mouth, using his words, putting God in his rightful position, and exposing the evils within the industry.
I'm in here a lot of time to think. Has that changed X?
Yes, it has. It has. It has. It has gotten me closer to my true calling on life, closer to realizing, to actualizing my true calling on life, which is to be a pastor. You know, so I'm like, you know, I'm in my Bible every day. You know, they got me on 23-hour lock-in. Why, I don't know.
Wow.
Is that for your own protection?
That's what they say, but it's really just to be a pain in the ass. You know, I mean, they just put me in general population a week ago. I didn't get in so much as a write-up. You know, I haven't had one disciplinary report since I've been here, yet they moved me back.
So what are you going to do, X, when you're out of here finally? What's the game plan?
Well, I'm going to start a TV show while I'm in here, Pain and Perseverance. You know, and it's about how I can reach people that the average person can't reach because I'm grounded. I'm still as grounded as I am. And I'm going to give my first sermon in the church. That's going to be like incredible for me, and I hope it'll be incredible for the congregation of that church. You know, I hope I'm able to reach somebody or just touch somebody, you know what I'm saying, and bring them closer to the Lord.
Are you going to still make music?
Yes, actually.
It's absolutely insane how whenever the devil puts an obstacle in front of you in your life, you know, recognizing that this is from the devil, you have to always realize the devil is running the risk of you getting closer to God because of that obstacle. It's either you're gonna fall into the trap, or it's going to bring you much closer to God, and you're just gonna stomp and trample over the devil. And with each obstacle, you're literally just gonna get stronger and stronger and stronger and closer to God. And I could just tell just through this scenario right here, yeah, he's in prison, but at the same time, I could see how much clarity he has, how much closer he's gone with the Lord and God. And it's beautiful to see. And all that to say is that whenever you have an obstacle, just understand that the obstacle is there to make you stronger and nothing else.
I've completed the gospel album. Yeah. You know, on every one of my albums, there's been a gospel song and a prayer. And, you know, of course, with the image, they never, you know, made those songs into singles except my 6th album, which was Lord, and they did Lord Give Me a Sign as a single. And
do you turn your back on what you wrote earlier in your career?
No, I do not. No, because
do you have kids?
Yes, I have 8 kids.
How old are they?
The oldest one is 16. The youngest one is 3 months.
How do you feel about them listening to some of the things you've written?
I encourage them to listen, but I also encourage them to not. They know what not to say. You know, you can't hide something from a child because that only gets them more curious about it. You know, what you do is you say, all right, this is what it is, and this ain't for you. You know?
Do you think it's a negative message?
No, it's a real message. And real is sometimes negative as well as positive. But it's real. And it needs to be. It needs to be, yes. It needs to be real. You can't hide things because they're going to find out. And when they find out, like, oh, this must be good because my father hid it from me all this time. He must have wanted it for himself. No, I'm going to tell you what it is. And I tell you, you touch it, I'll break your arm. You know? Or if you get curious, come talk to me about it because I've already been through it. I haven't been through what I've been through for nothing, you know? I've been through what I've been through to stop you from going through it, to be able to tell you about it so that way you won't have to experiment to know what it's about, you know?
So you're saying your music, in a sense, some of it's a warning.
Yes. Yes.
Tell me, I think people are curious how a guy, you've sold how many records?
28 million.
And made millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
How do you end up in here?
I think.
Bro, DMX has had one of the biggest concerts in history.
I think everyone who's watching knows how I ended up in here.
I don't know if they do.
I'm pretty sure they do. Anytime you get it, I'm pretty sure they do. You know, there's.
I don't. Someone comment below.
How do I end up in here? You know what?
He says.
I'm going to look at it in a positive light and say that I came here to meet somebody. Don't know who it was, but I'll know him when I see him, and I came here to give him a message. And that message is Jesus loves him. You know what I'm saying? I came here to give him the word. That's why I'm here. Regardless of what it looks like, you know, regardless of what people think, that's why I'm here. I came here to meet somebody and tell them about the glory of God.
Tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
In the rap world, if you do time in jail or prison or you've been shot, that's a badge of courage, right? That gives you street cred.
Not really. I mean, I guess in any world, you know, it has people like, ooh, you made it. You know, that's like surviving something that a lot of people didn't survive. So I guess in that aspect, but that's not so much the rap world, it's in any world, you know?
So does this time in jail here, does it help your standing with your fans? Or?
No, it's actually, man, it's wasting time. You know, it's wasting time. There's so many things I could be doing. But then again, I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Just a little bit of time. And it's not going to be long. It's not going to be long. It'll be over soon. And before you know it, I'll be back doing what I'm supposed to be doing, you know? The gospel according to X. You know, music, movies, speaking to people, you know.
Have you talked to guys in here who don't have the opportunities that you've had and will have when you get out? There are guys in here who really don't have a lot going on. I mean, they've got a tough road ahead when they get out of here. They're not going to have movies, and they're not going to have TV shows. They're not going to sell records.
Have I talked to them about what?
Have you tried to help them?
I give positive advice. I try to get them to look into themselves to see what they're good at, because we all have a talent. So I try to get them to look into themselves, and I try to explain to them, you don't have to do that, because there's no such thing as an old drug dealer. You know, there's no old players. You know, there's no old gangsters. You know, so I give them something to think about. You know, there's so many other things that you could do, but you know, people do what they want to do, and I'm not their father, so I just tell them, you know, the best thing I can tell them at that particular time, and hope they get into it, you know. But I always tell them that Jesus loves them.
Hey, that was an amazing video. That was actually a refreshing video to hear, because you don't hear that too often, especially coming from someone within the industry. You really don't. You don't hear it too often at all, period, unless you go to church and unless you watch videos about Jesus and the whole 9 yards. But you know, it's just the truth and the reality. I can definitely tell, like I said in the middle of the video, that when you're set aside, you know, when you're cut off from the world, he's been using the time to actually get closer with God. And you can even tell just by the way he answers certain questions, when he could have answered it in a more negative light. But he clearly said out loud, you know, I'm choosing to answer this and look at this in a more positive light. And he said, I'm meant to be here to deliver the message to someone. And that right there, it's like that simple train of thought can just really shift your day, so you don't end up having like a negative day, or you know, just having a negative day, having a bad day. So you can tell that he's been putting a lot of work in to keep himself positive and in the right mind, and a very clear mind. And it's honestly due to the power of God through Jesus Christ. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Comment down below any thoughts or opinions that you have of anything that you mentioned or anything that I said within this video, because I do enjoy reading your comments. Smash the like button, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. I'm going to catch you guys in the next one.